I'm daydreaming. I walked in one day while Mrs. Meenit's fourth grade class was studying South America. "I will be asking questions, Albert," said Mrs. Meenit, staring over the rim of her wide glasses that closely resembled a magnifying glass. Albert was sent to my office just the day before for not paying attention in class. I warned Albert that I would come by to check on his progress. Albert was trying his hardest to concentrate, and he was doing a pretty good job. In fact, he was doing too good of a job because the green tiles on the floor started to turn into water. The water, which quickly changed to a murky green color, rose to the corner of Albert's desk, forcing him to climb on top and float. All of his classmates seemed to swiftly drift away to the other side of the classroom, which now looked exactly like the Amazon River. To make matters worse, Albert's stomach was now growling as loud as a lion. During this time, he would usually eat a snack while listening to Mrs. Meenit. In an attempt to not starve, Albert reached on the inside of his desk for his ruler as his survival instincts heightened. Albert figured he could use his shoestrings to tie to the ruler and make a fishing pole, like the people he'd seen in the Amazon video his class watched. With his new handcrafted fishing pole ready, Albert was now looking to catch a fish. Albert was so hungry he felt he could even eat a piranha. Not long after dipping his pole in the water, Albert felt a tug at the line. He pulled as hard as he could until finally the head of the fish surfaced the water. "Hey!" Albert exclaimed. "This isn't a small fish!" Just as Albert realized the size of the fish, it swam towards the bottom of the muddy water, pulling Albert, who was still holding the ruler, off his desk. "Help!" Albert screamed. "Somebody help!" Albert stopped screaming long enough to hear his name being called in the distance. "Albert," he heard again. This time it seemed to be a little closer. By the third time, Albert finally recognized my voice calling for him. "Albert, what are you doing?" asked Mrs. Meenit. Both Mrs. Meenit and I were standing in front of Albert for 2 whole minutes, calling his name before he responded. "Uh-oh," said Albert. "I'm daydreaming again." Real and make-believe lesson. In life, when we imagine and read a fiction story, we know that many things are make-believe and that they would not actually happen. There are many examples of real and make-believe in this chapter. For example, when the green tiles on the floor started to turn into water, this was not really happening, so it was make-believe. When Mrs. Meenit was staring over the rim of her glasses, this really was happening, so it was real. See if you can find some other examples of real and make-believe.